more than 1 year in search for employment. Dr. Nanandan is the Chief Executive Officer for Future Options, a consulting firm which specializes in job placements for qualified applicants to willing employers. Employment the world over has various stages subjected to employers and employees, which include human resource data collection for outsourcing and recruitment. Dr. Nanandan is an experienced professional accountant and technical engineer, with portfolios he has applied to shape and build Uganda's job market demands.
We have a varied kind of a training and experience portfolio. I have a doctorate, of course, which is a doctorate in business management. I have an MBA. I have an ACCA education and a ICPAU membership. I'm a CPA Uganda member. And even on the technical side, I happen to have some electrical engineering training also. So I have a variety of employment experiences and education.
So there are many things that we do here at Future Options in the HR space, where we have recruitment. Of course, as an organization, being an HR consultancy firm, we do have recruitments for different sectors of the country, starting from the NGO sector to the financial sector, to the government sector, to the private sector. So we handle recruitments of all different levels, mostly the executive recruitments. We do have trainings, which is part of the HR, basing on the different organizational needs analysis for their training.
Comparing Uganda's general overview on the global platform, Dr. Nanandan says that Uganda has vast opportunities waiting to be tapped into.
Uganda is a very good market for sure. The reason is it is one of the stable economies around. Uganda grows at 6% on an average. That is not common. It's a very high achievement. Secondly, it's a growing, it's a country with a growing population. Uganda has a very interesting demography, what people talk about youth bulge or demographic dividend, etc. Uganda has 70% of people above 30. That makes the space we operate in, HR, or very, very dynamic, because there are a lot of things happening there.
With a rapidly growing young population, the country faces a significant challenge of youths unemployed.
So in order to understand the challenges in employment sector, we need to understand what this demographic profile of Uganda means. See, in Uganda, when you have more than 70% of people below 30, what does it mean? You actually see that a large part of half of the population is actually going to schools or looking for employment. You are at a stage, Uganda is at a stage where a lot of schools, universities, colleges, vocational training institutions have to be built up, meeting the needs of the youth who need education, including higher education and vocational training. If it is any other country, the average age of Ugandan population is low. In some other countries, if you go to Japan, you will find more than 50. Over 50 years is the average age. That means an average Japanese gentleman or lady must be looking for facilities like old age homes, hospitals for that age. But here we are looking for education and employment.
Close to 1 million well-educated fresh graduates per annum are challenged with searching for job intakes on the market.
Very interesting to see Uganda's economy grows at around 6%. Now, take a very approximate equation, not approximate formula. It can create about 300,000 jobs. 1% of GDP, roughly, there are a lot of elements you need to consider in computing it, approximately you can say 1% GDP in Uganda can produce about 50,000 jobs. If you have 6% growth, it can produce 300,000 jobs. And if the government is able to successfully pursue its doubling the, 10 times the GDP, then it can produce maybe 400,000 or 500,000 jobs. Now, with 1 million people coming into the employment market a year, really there is a limit to what you can do, only as provision of employment. So what is the solution?
It depends on the requirement of the role. So if the role that we are handling currently is a fresher role or an entry-level role, we would look at it as an entry-level role, because basing on your experience, maybe you have just actually handled internship or volunteering. So if the client needs an entry-level experience, for example, internship, or a 1-year experience that you have just that you have for the roles that you have handled before, that is what we shall be looking at. It is okay for a fresher to apply for that role if the role requires an entry level or a volunteership or an internship kind of experience. Yes.
It is most important for any job applicant to know more about the organizations flagging job positions.
My advice would be to research about the organization first of all. Then your CV, the CV that you're writing, should be in line with what the job description is talking about or what the job description requires. That is what I would actually say. Because in most cases, people do not even have research or background of what organization am I applying for, what do they require, what do they need before they actually apply.
With a minimum bracket of 30 to 50% of possible employment by both the public and private sectors, the fallback position for the spillover is self-employment.
The solution is promote entrepreneurship, self-employment. Now, Uganda has been actually has a good success, a track record in that. Of course, you need support in terms of being able to start up a business easily. They need skills in the the formalities should be simple. It should be it should not be too expensive to start a business. They should be able to sustain, etc. So that is the other. So you have the employment, you have the entrepreneurship. So this both have to be promoted.
Uganda is expecting huge investments in the oil and gas industry and the minerals sector, where many of the trained Ugandans anticipate employment.
Employment is a challenge for Uganda, mainly because the population profile is more leaning toward the youth and employment seeking age bracket. Otherwise, Uganda is doing very well. Oil sector, mineral sector, tourism sector, all the sectors which are quite prioritized in the even national development plans are contributing quite a bit. But of course, some sectors may have huge investment, but the number of jobs it can produce may be not very many. Oil sector has huge investment, but it may not produce as many jobs like a small-scale industry when you compare the number of jobs to the capital. Because you get it. And I read, I think the PAU mentioned about 150,000 jobs are created through the oil sector. I think that's the latest I read about the oil sector.
In most cases, we do look at the job description. What does the job description say? What does the job description require? That is what we compare with what the applicants have sent to us or have applied. This is because sometimes people do not look at what the job description says. So you may have different experiences in different sectors. But for this specific role, what does the role require? What do we need for this role? So that is what we look out for in your job description. What an individual has to do is to read the job descriptions given on the platform, to be able to polish their CVs, to be able to be the right fit or to be the right candidate for the role. So if you do not look at the job description or the requirements of the job description and just send your CV as it is, then you may miss out on the job.
Entrepreneurship creates jobs and grows the economy, which baselines improve living standards for both employers and employees.
Entrepreneurs for sure, but entrepreneurship as a career is not much more popular today. So this has been actually picked up by all the policymakers, the government, the education institutions, everyone. That is, so entrepreneurship has become a popular choice, something very similar to employment. Earlier years, employment used to be the preferred career path, but now both are. That's number one. Number two, since the policymakers and the environment is encouraging, I cannot say it's perfect, but it is supportive. The ecosystem is improving. Now, thirdly, you can see even the government supports it. Government actually helps even government institutions, NDAs, and the NGO sector, even private sector has realized that employment is important, entrepreneurship is important. We have seen NGOs like Enable, GIZ, in addition to government, promoting, even MasterCard promoting employment and entrepreneurship substantially. Then thirdly, you see certain specific action. Even in the last budget, government made the new companies with capital less than for 500 million tax-free. That means that is essentially the corporation tax. If you think of it, that is a very good initiative from the government to support entrepreneurs, and that includes youth.
Digital programs like the artificial intelligence are coming in to fill up the gaps in which employers seek maximum productivity from employees.
In today's world, you have new tools, you have AI, you have simple softwares which can allow even a small company encourage better performance of each employee, even at the lowest level in the hierarchy. It is practical. Otherwise, what happens is the intention or the wish to have everybody perform is always there. But the point is, it is not practical. It needs a lot of skills to ensure that everyone contributes to his or her optimum level. It doesn't happen. But including future options, we do have a performance management goal setter for every employee in the organization. Now, some organizations do have them already, but many organizations do have the objectives defined at the corporate level, at the organizational level, right? Then at best they will be able to do it at the departmental level. It doesn't boil down to the individual level. That means you, I, everybody who's around has a performance objective well defined. Now the idea is very well accepted, but it becomes very difficult for the management, HR managers, line managers to define and cascade, bring down the corporate objective to the individual level is very challenging. Now they have the intention, they have the concept, but tools are not available. Even if tools are available, they are complex. But with AI and technology, it is possible. So we do even have a tool which anyone, if it's a 5-member organization or 500-member organization, can use it effectively.
The education sector trains 3 areas, which are knowledge, skills, and attitude. The skills help to get the job, and attitude helps to maintain the job.
Uganda has now a vibrant oil sector. and the mineral sector is picking up. Now, this was not there 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Now, when you do not have opportunities, none of the stakeholders is very keen to enter into a space to prepare for future. Yes, future we talk about immediate future. You can't start preparing students now for 20 years ahead. Even though it's a good idea, market may not be there for many of the institutions. So the external environment today has certain, it gives certain opportunities in terms of sectors, industries, the kind of professions. We always say that entrepreneurship is now encouraged. That means there's a change in the environment. The sectors that are, some of them are traditional. Coffee, for example, has been there for several years in Uganda. But as I said, some of the new industries are coming. Technology is a fantastic industry. And even for entrepreneurship, AI opens up tremendous opportunities for youth who are actually intrinsically better in technology to enter in it.
At Future Options, jobs are only obtained upon individual merits and not individual technical know-how.
When we send out the adverts outside there for people, it's not because we have already people. No. We are sending the adverts out there for you so that you can be able to apply. For example, at Future Options, we recruit on merit. It's not about technical know-how or who do you know at the organization. It's on merit. It's on your experience. We have clients that we are working for across different segments. So we cannot give people based on what relationships we have with you. We recruit you based on what you can do, based on your experience, based on what the organization on the other side of our client needs.
Under the National Development Plan strategy should mostly focus on short and mid-term job requirements for a growing economy, as is the case in Uganda.
But the institutions, including government, universities, academic institutions, NGOs, everyone is actually contributing to this. We have handled employment readiness even for as far as children's future plan international. We actually work with Enable to support 7 VTIs to actually become centers of excellence. Making strategic plans, business plans. We have handled several online sessions for our customers on how to support youth or prepare youth in job search. For example, how to prepare CV, how to write a cover letter, how to act in the interviews, and how to even conduct themselves in the employment after the residency. And we even have trained employers under the project of another on pedagogy for the supervisors who supervise youngsters, who come as interns or those who come in as freshers from the university.
Job applicants have to present a CV that speaks to the employer alongside their own preparedness in speaking to the same employer.
What would be important for the different job applicants out there is to do research on the organizations that they're actually applying to. Because the different backgrounds that you may get from your research is also very important, or those are some of the things that are very important for you to know before you even go for the job interview. And also, when you are called for the job interviews, you have to prepare. Prepare yourself, because yes, we have your CV, but we also need to speak to you during the interview. So even when your CV is very good, but when you come for the interviews, you also have to be prepared.
Uganda is considered to be well positioned in many of the indicators for a vibrant future economy than most of the African countries.
Means that Uganda has capacity to offer employment, growth opportunities, not only for youth employed, even for everyone. Certainly, as we saw, the demographic pattern, the profile of the country, of course, shows that the need for employment and self-employment opportunities must be much more than today. Now, with these reasons, the government is taking the policy initiative, business people around, Indian competitors like us are actually aware of that. We're looking for opportunities on how to do the best that works for all the stakeholders, including the company, including the stakeholders like the youth and the customers.
December 2024 census report indicated that 9.4 million of the 25.1 million Ugandans in the working age bracket of 14 to 64 years are employed in various sectors of the economy. While the youths aged 15 to 25 years, representing 42.6% of the national population, are unemployed.
Entrepreneurs Hub every Monday 8 p.m. That is on U24, sister channel, and every Thursday at 1:30 after current affairs from our news program on UBC TV. So make it a point to always join me. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you. My name is Sandra Kahunde, and not forgetting this is a great season full of love, and it's been a pleasure sitting down and having a great conversation with Dr. Nandan all the way from Future Options. It's been a great conversation, and I believe at least you pick one or two things. We have notes lined up for you, so make it a point to join me next week, same time, same place. Thank you for watching.